Hello and welcome to this episode of Chess for Life in the time of Corona. This episode we are delighted to be talking to Grandmaster Keith Arkell. Now Keith Arkell is very well known on the English chess circuit and also on the senior circuit, and he's been very successful winning the European Seniors Championship and also coming equal first in the World Seniors Chess Championship. Keith, a big welcome to you.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there.
First of all, tell us a little bit about your chess playing.
Okay, so I mean, are we going back to the beginning, or are we going back to when I started playing senior? Are we going back to the start of my senior career, or just a senior career? So okay, so when I was kind of like 45, 47, 48 years old, I was quite excited about the idea of one day playing in European and World Senior tournaments. And in those days, it was the limit was 60 plus. You had to be over 60 before you for your age of playing. Well, I had this kind of hope that if I can keep in reasonable condition and if I can keep playing to some kind of level, then by the time I get to 60, then everybody else will have got significantly weaker. It's kind of like a vain hope. I've only got a little bit weaker, and I got a lot weaker, so it's something to look forward to. And then suddenly, when I was, I think, about 52 or 53, they suddenly announced that the limit of 60 that was going to go down to 50, and that kind of filled me with this kind of motivation. No, really, this is a chance to kind of really do something. I've been spending the last few years playing really promising juniors and players in their prime who are just very difficult to compete with. Suddenly I've been playing with kind of people like me, people who use technique and don't prepare thoroughly and just kind of realise perhaps kind of whatever talent they've got and don't scare you with the kind of just preparation and stuff like that. I suddenly got filled with motivation. I thought, well, I'm going to give these things a go and just see what I can do. And what was interesting was that my level of play increased. Just a concept, just having the motivation to challenge for these kind of senior titles, European World Senior title, kind of somehow meant I was more interested in chess. I was more enthused with just getting as good as I could at chess again, which hadn't happened to me for a long time. Hadn't happened to me since perhaps when I was first trying to become a grandmaster. So what actually happened was my level of play, improved in general. I've become quite a bit stronger around the age 52, 53 because of this motivation, such motivation.
That's a really inspiring story. And are you known on the circuit for your handling of rook and pawn endings? Is that something you particularly try and steer towards during a game?
Well, okay. First of all, I'm pretty sure I've never studied rook and pawn endgames. I mean, I can't remember a time when I've ever studied them. I mean, any kind of ability I've got in rook and pawn endgames has come about simply by playing, and kind of.
You must have played a lot then.
Yeah, and probably also the other thing was that, like, since a very early age, since the days of when we only had chess informants and chess books, I used to always love playing through long games. Like, I just had I enjoyed playing through the games of like perhaps Sadler and Ulf Anderson and Fortish and even Karpov and even Tony Miles, all the kind of players who took 100 moves to win games, and I just enjoyed those games. I enjoyed playing, with a book, just move by move, playing every move, just playing through these long games.
Actually, that's a really good. That's kind of a good tip actually, because when we interviewed Yasser Serouan for Chess for Life, he said what was important was that a lot of people, when they play through games, they stop about move 30. They see the sort of last 50 or 60 moves, and they don't play through those. And then you don't ever get the sense of the whole game, where the whole game led to. Whereas, actually going through the whole game and looking through the whole game, you get that sense of going from the opening into the middle game into the end game, which you really need for a practical game.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I'm probably pretty much the opposite that approach. I'm pretty much kind of like I remember I would always go very quickly through the opening, and I don't know whether it's because of my bad memory or something. Cause, I mean, particularly you and me, Matthew. I think we're pretty much opposite in that way.
Yeah,
I think,
that must be.
There's a lot of energy and a really deep understanding of the opening, and for me, it's just kind of like trying to just be all right, have a position that I can play, that's playable, and then I kind of get more interested as the game wears on. But I say, I mean, I think it's just it's just the way it's worked out that I end up with playing a lot of rook and pawn endings, and I've kind of maybe developed a kind of technique for playing them. And one of the things that technique doesn't involve is actually having an absolute knowledge of the correct assessment of the position. I mean, a lot of times I'm in a rook and pawn, all I know is I'm better, or maybe I'm not even better, but I know what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
and I know how to improve the position, and I know how to make it set problems and make the situation difficult for my opponent. But I think there's a lot of players out there who have got a better theoretical knowledge of rook and pawn and all end games.
But no one has the love of rook and pawn endings.
Well, it might just be that. Well, the other thing is that I don't. I think a lot of people think I steer games into rook and pawn deliberately, but I think you said it right in chess for life when you said that I've already kind of got the position that already gives me a good position, and my kind of style lends itself towards playing not necessarily rook and pawn, but rook and pawn is the most common, but kind of because a lot of my chess is kind of based on a kind of lazy structure thing. If I get the better structure, I don't have to be profound. I don't have to play creatively or anything. I've already got the structure. I just have to steer the game into the situation to best exploit that structure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good. I mean, to be honest, one of the things that I learned when I was young, because I was playing when I was probably about 13 or something, 12, 13. I got really into opening theory, and then I started trying to play, all the stuff like the Botvinnik system and really systems where from the start I was giving up a pawn, giving loads of concessions and all that, and I just found that actually. I mean, you could do it from time to time, but, really to be able to do that game after game, to go into a game knowing that, from the start, from move 10, you've got to give that huge energy. Otherwise it's all gonna fall apart. Even I found that was too much. I mean, it's really only, guys like Topalov or someone like that who can do that, game after game after game.
Huge amount of energy. I think I quoted in my book, I think it was Lasker who said that the moment you sacrifice material, you've got this obligation to play really vigorously and accurately. You're forced to. You're committed to. Otherwise, whatever you've given up just fritters away, and whatever you've got for what you've given up can just fritter away, and then things gone wonky. So you're forcing yourself to play critically and analyse critically when you play critically in the opening, for example, when you're playing to play the most accurate moves in black to equalise correctly, and rather than just I'm accepting disadvantages and hoping I can somehow crawl my way out of it. I'm practically over the board, but you're approaching it correctly. But you've got to be very, very precise move by move, and then when you do that, you achieve your aim.
Although I mean, playing long games, that does actually, I suppose that, that needs different sort of nerves, right? But you need to keep it up for a very long time. That you need to keep your concentration for a much longer time when you're playing, for smaller advantages. So it's,
I guess. I guess that must be true, but it's kind of like, somehow it's not an issue. I mean, I think concentration and stamina, for me, haven't been issues. I mean, so far, there haven't been issues. I mean, maybe that will happen at some point. But it's kind of like, I think it's one thing that when a chess player moans about, I'm really tired, I just think that's a bit pathetic because, you've got people what about some people who used to work down the coal mines all day, for 8 to 10 hours a day, and people who work in a factory where they've got to do really difficult physical work and a warehouse. These people have to work hard every day for 50 hours a week or 40 hours a week, and I think, if you played one game of chess a day, then put a lot of energy into one game of chess. I don't know. Is that as hard as these people who've got these difficult
I sometimes find it hard, but I do completely know what you mean. So
I think we've got it easy.
It's 21st of March, and yesterday in response to coronavirus, the government closed down pubs and restaurants and gyms and various places have been closed. How have you been finding that coronavirus has been affecting you?
As a chess player.
Well, sometimes, well, perhaps too often, I would go down into town and go into Wetherspoons and have a pint of cider. Yesterday, I didn't go through the town. I went kind of the quiet way, so I wouldn't pass anyone. I went the quiet way to the beach. And anybody who watches my story on Facebook will see that I just went down to the beach and then just photographed the sea crashing onto the wall and and you know, it's quite aggressive to see was yesterday. It was smashing it. And then on the way back, I had a quick look outside of Wetherspoons, and everywhere else was shut. Everywhere was shut except for Wetherspoons. The diehards were still in there. There were quite a lot of people in there, like 30 or 40 people in there. The real diehards were just carrying on as normal, but it kind of like it looked quite. I was a little afraid, and I kind of went back round again.
I expect it won't be like that today.
But yeah, I think yesterday was the last day. I think that's it. I think it's all shutting down now. So yeah, I'll miss the occasional trip to the. I mean, yeah, in general at home, I'm one of those crazy people who, you know, when you most people in a normal world, they do their job and then perhaps relax and have a drink at the weekend. With me, it's kind of like. When I go to work, like for example at 4MC or something, I'll have my drink when I'm at work. When I'm at home, I'm actually quite a sober person. You know, when I'm at home, I don't have alcohol in the house. I very rarely have alcohol in the house, so I'll go 2 weeks at home when I'm not working, and I won't be drinking either. But yeah,
it hasn't affected you very much.
So I mean, yeah, I kind of in all other ways, it's just kind of like I don't think it affects chess players that much at all. I mean, chess players, you know, I've not got commitments. I've not got. You know, I've not got family commitments. I mean, my brother's family are up in the Midlands, and you know, it's not practical to go and visit them. So it was the silliest thing to do on the planet. So you know, that's my family. And but other than that, I'm just doing what chess players do. I'm watching the candidates on Chess 24, and I'm playing a little bit of Blitz, and I'm kind of chatting to people on a different chat. Well, yeah, I'm doing exactly what I do, you know, except for I can't have friends around. But you know, that's just, you know, in general, I tend to mix with friends more when I'm out playing in tournaments anyway. So yeah, I think for chess players, we just carry on as we do, except for now we're instructed to. We're instructed to do anyway.
So in the coronavirus world, if you had to go into self-isolation and you could take one favourite chess game along with you, which game would you take and why?
Just any game historically in chess?
Yeah, or maybe the game you've selected.
You're talking about my game? You're talking about one of my games?
Yes!
Pick one of each. One of your games and a historic one.
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm very bad at remembering my games, so I would actually have to... I'd have to have it written down. I couldn't remember. That's true of my games and other classical games. That's put me on the spot a little bit. I mean, I think actually probably the game of mine that I'm most pleased with is not some technical grind. It's not some you know, it's not some long-winded rook ending. It's actually probably the game we played against Julian Hodgson.
All right.
At the Surrey Easter of 95 or 96, maybe 96, I think it was, where I sacrificed everything. Like it was, but he played. I didn't want to.
I think I might have been at that one.
Well, I didn't. Well, because Julian played the trump against. If you play the queen pawn, if you get after d4 knight f6, Julian plays a trump. So after d4, I couldn't play knight f6. So I played e6, hoping he'd go d4 and I'd go d5 and I'd get a Fort Knox, which is, by the way, nothing like a Fort Knox. It's horrible. It's not a solid thing at all. As David Hell showed me at the Isle of Man a few years ago. But anyway, I was hoping to just play. But Julian was very clever because he went d4, and I went e6, so he can't play the trump. Then he went e4. I went d5, and he knows I want to do the Fort Knox, so he went e5. So now we're both on our own. I don't think any of us ever played this position. And so, but I ended up sacrificing. I think the final position, I was something like a rook, a bishop, and a knight and 4 pawns. I was like a crazy amount of material down. And Julian was very sporty because when I did the final combination, he played until mate, and And he said, I do believe that is checkmate. But yeah, that's my kind of evergreen. Like it's a bit, it's in my book. It's a little bit of a brilliance. So that'd be my game. I guess probably again, it's kind of like one of the problems with the kind of games that I spent my life playing through, the kind of grinds and rook and pawning, is that there's hundreds and hundreds of them. So I can't really pick one. There's loads. So therefore, just like everybody else, the games that actually stand out are the kind of the brilliancy. So, yeah. So it might well be Kasparov Topolov, or was it Topolov Kasparov? I can't remember. I think it was
Kasparov Topolov. Yeah,
it was Kasparov Topolov. Yeah, where it was it. That's right. And he enticed the Black King down, and there's all these. I think it would be a game. Well, that would be as good a game as any, but it would be a game like that. Or let's say that one.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to now switch off the camera and start analysing some chess.
Right. Okay. So we're going to have a look now at a game that Keith has selected. It's not his one against Julian Hodgson, but it's another nice sacrificial game against Sebastien Maze, 2600 player from France. It was the London Classic, 2016, wasn't it, Keith?
That's right, yeah, 2016. And we were both doing quite well at the time. I think we were perhaps in the lead or thereabouts, or, on quite a high board. And he was one of the top seeds. And as usual, I went into the game having done no preparation whatsoever.
Did you know at all? Did you know at all what opening he played, Keith? Or no?
No idea. Okay, sometimes I'm not that bad. Sometimes I think probably what had happened. I think I'd kind of just seen. Sometimes I tend to just look for information about my opponent. So I'll look up how old they are, how active they are, and then just the general kind of what openings they play.
So do you know what opening you're going to play before you sit at the board, or do you just kind of look at your opponent and see what appeals?
Yeah, literally sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, sometimes I won't know. If I'm particularly if I'm black, I mean, if they go e4. Sometimes I won't know until the last minute whether it's going to be a centre counter or a French or a modern. I literally let my hand decide. It's that bad. And even with white, it's kind of like there's some things I'll know not to do. Like I'll know, for example, let's say for example I don't want to face a Queen's Gambit declined. I won't go d4, d5, c. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I won't go d4, d5, c4. I'll kind of do some move order that I'll maybe play. I'll check, for example, what they play against c4. And if they don't play e5, I'll maybe start with c4.
Yeah.
Just to avoid a Queen's Gambit accepted, or I'll go knight f3 against if they don't do a particular sequence that frame. So I'll kind of get some ideas of what the best first few moves are to get the kind of position that I want and avoid the stuff that I really dislike. And then I'll just play chess. And so I think with Maze, I kind of thought that he just played quite a few different things. And so this time I'll just play. I'll just play.
Knight f3.
So is that how I started? Yeah, this time. I went d4 this time, didn't you?
No, you went c4. You went c4. Knight f3, knight f6, c4. That's what you did, Keith.
Oh goodness, I got it written down wrong. I went c4 and we won, did I?
No, you went knight f3. You went knight f3, knight f6, c4.
I've got it all over. I'm going to ignore mine. I tried to copy it to school sheet. I couldn't read.
G6,
So here we are then.
knight c3, and the good old g3 King's Indian. How often have you had this against Mark Hebden, Keith?
I'll say for until very recently, pretty much every game that we played. I'd say every game we played from about 1990 or 1987 or 8 or something until the last few years, just this position, but over and over again. Not only just this position.
I remember when you had a match against Hebs, it must have been about 90. Oh, I don't know, late 90s. Actually, no. I played Jonathan Rouse in 96. I think maybe 98. Would that make sense? About 98. And there was this one, and there was a sacrifice.
Yeah.
That Hebs played as black in the King's Indian, and he kept doing it game after game, and he got terrible positions.
Well, Mark believed in the positions, and maybe kind of objectively he's right, but when you're a piece down, it's so much harder. Yeah, he was sacrificing a piece, getting 2 pawns, and it's so much harder for him to play. So I think, I think that I was scoring heavily because Mark was having to be more accurate than I was having to be.
But he did win the match in the end, didn't he? Because I had to. He was staying at my house at the time, and I said, "Well, you've got to play this other line," and he was arguing, and then he decided to play this other line because the other line he was playing against you originally was so bad.
Well, I mean, I don't. He still doesn't think it is bad, but like, that's just Mark being stubborn.
I hope he's not watching this video then.
Didn't you try to kick him out? Didn't you try to kick him out if he did it?
Exactly. I had to take desperate measures.
I won the first game with White, taking the piece. Thank you very much. And then I drew all the blacks, but like Mark beat me in the next 2 blacks by taking your advice and just playing a different kind of King's Indian. But the thing, also, well, perhaps more interestingly for the current game is that I spent probably 1.5 decades at least of my life trying to, in these not really said an E5 lines, trying to not play E4.
Okay.
Trying to play the position with some combinations of moves like B3 and Queen C2 and E3 and Rook D1 and this kind of and they go E5 and hoping that they would take on D4 and I would take back with the piece and I wouldn't even have the pawn on E4 as the target. I'd have everything. I'd have everything. The pawn would be on E3, the bishop would be in Chateau on B2. And I spent years trying to make that work because positionally it's so nice and easy to play for one. But at some moment I just exhausted everything. I guess I was probably doing what they did in the 50s. They probably learned this stuff in the 50s while I was learning it for myself. And eventually, I think it was about 8 years ago or something, I thought, no, you have to play E4, you have to after E5, you have to, well, here we are, you have to play E4 to try and get anything. And then I played it against Satovsky in a game, and then I played E4, but I didn't play H3 and played some knight G4.
Oh.
It's all comfortably equal. So I learned A, but I didn't go on to. I learned ABC, but I didn't go on to XYZ. That's not the first bit. But yeah, I'm gradually. I've kind of learned that you have to play E4 if you want to try and get something. But as far as objectivity goes, I don't think we need to apply it. I think objectivity as regards this game. Well, it's not something you should apply to any way of assessing this game because I just made some practical decisions. So I didn't want those moves when you just want to play interestingly.
But you went H3, so that you'd.
Yeah, so now I've got it right this time. I think,
yeah. And you played A6. Wasn't this what Joe used to do? Joe Gallagher.
The Gallagher system, yeah. No, I always get a bit irritated when my opponent plays it. Each time my opponent plays it, I say to myself, Keith, you said to yourself last time you were going to be ready for this match. So I'm still making up stuff. Sometimes I'm going Rook B1 and B4, and sometimes I'm just doing some other rubbish. Sometimes I put a bishop on F4, which is the most ridiculous. Yeah, it's the Gallagher system. It's a nuisance because you need to learn it.
Yeah, so with Joe, it's always going to be something sharp, isn't it? It's always. But you went Rook E1. Oh yeah, Rook B8. That's what they do. Oh, and A4. Okay.
And this was just. I mean, it's kind of like obviously we all understand that that's an anti-positional move because of the replay A5 and winning all the black squares. We all understand that, but my thinking was that I will have a big move in development. I mean, if he plays the position on A5, I'll be able to put the D knight on B5 and checking him on to remove it. And I'll just get my pieces out and kind of positionally worse, but just maybe get some activity and compensation. That was my only thinking. I had no idea whether A4 was playable.
It seems pretty decent actually. It's really interesting actually. He went A5. Yeah, he did go A5.
He's got A6 and Rook B8. That's 2 tempi.
Yeah.
Two completely useless tempi.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, so you went. Yeah, you went knight DB5. So, yeah, I mean, this is a fairly typical. Normally, this is just pretty good for white, isn't it? When you get this structure with a knight on B5, it's just the fact you've gone A4 is a bit. That's really interesting. Yeah.
If the pawn on A2 or A3, I mean, I'd be laughing at it.
Yeah.
But yes, I guess long term wise, my position's. Positionally it's not very good, but I guess it's quite a dynamic situation.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, yeah, it's all about whether black manages to free himself. If he doesn't, then you must be great. I mean,
yeah.
So you went knight c5, bishop f4. So you're clamping down on that d6 square.
I mean, also, I think there's a specific threat with that move. I played it. I mean, it looks clumsy, but I think I'm threatening knight takes c7.
Yeah.
I'm taking to win on the spot with knight c7.
Oh, that is absolutely.
Queen c7, bishop d6.
That is true.
So
Actually, I'll just put a. So if you come here, for example, you just take, and bishop d6. Yeah, forking knight, queen, and the rook behind it. Yeah, that looks very strong. So he's got to deal with that. So
yeah.
What did he do? He went knight h5.
He got
Okay, so bishop back to e3. But yeah, okay, that knight on h5 is not necessarily, unless, yeah, I don't know, unless he was, he went b6.
I think he had to decide whether I was threatening bishop c5 and queen d8 and knight c7. I suspect I'm probably not. I mean, it's so anti-positional to grab a pawn like that, and he'll have a rook d2 at the end. But he had to decide whether.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to sit there and make some move and give me the choice of whether I'm threatening bishop c5 and queen d8, knight c7 or not. So I think b6 is a sensible move anyway. So
yeah, it's a decent move. So rook b1. Are you looking for knight d5? Are you or something at some stage? Or
I guess. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I played with b1. I think. Okay, I guess maybe I want to go queen d2.
Yeah, okay.
D3.
Yeah,
I think that's the most likely reason.
Yeah,
queen d2 that is a natural next move.
But I mean, these are good moves. I mean, because you know you're just protecting stuff, getting out of attacks, and he's got to work out. Yeah. And I guess you might be tempting him to play f5 at some stage, I suppose, with your rook on b1. But
yeah. I think I always like that position for white when black plays f5. I just think the loosening up.
Yeah, that's true.
The loosening up always favours white. Unless I can kind of like kill you on the d3 square in some variation or something. Unless I can do some really weird piece activity, then I kind of feel as if f5 usually favours white.
Okay. So he went bishop e6. Oh, knight d4.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise I've got to. Well, I'm guessing the alternative is b3, and b3.
I'll go c6, I guess. Yeah.
And then c6, I'm going to go knight d4. I guess I could play b3. B3 is perfectly playable move. Yeah, I guess b3 is a normal move, but I just play knight d4 because I can.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. So he went queen d7. Okay.
Yeah, I just think
so you can't take on c4.
No. The knight c6, it's an exchange. I mean, maybe it's playable, but I don't think it needs to do stuff like that.
No, it's vaguely playable, I think, but yeah, queen d7, interesting. 100%. And you took on e6. And
I just took it off. I mean, sort of, in some ways, I've probably made a lot of positional mistakes, but I've got two bishops.
Yeah.
I think objectively, he outplayed me around this phase of the game. But I made some practical decisions. I made some decisions which gave him some practical problems.
Yeah.
I think he's very comfortable here. And I think probably his knight d4 idea wasn't the best. I mean, I probably should have gone b3 and left the knight on, left him to worry about how to deal with the knight on b5. I kind of feel like that would have been better. So I probably made some objectively not great decisions around here.
Yeah, because it's not clear whether he'd really want to play c6 if, with that pawn on d6, of course, it's exactly. always a slightly double-edged one. Yeah. But I think taking his light square bishop, it does make him a little less active somehow. So
it takes a sting out. It takes a sting out of what he can do to me, I guess. But I think he's objectively black's very comfortable here, and now I made a decision, just a practical decision. I didn't give it a lot of thought, and again, I'm sure objectively it's a terrible decision, but I wouldn't. It's highly likely I wouldn't have won the game if I hadn't made this decision. And it's just a decision to sack a pawn. So at the moment,
rook d1.
Yeah, I mean that was just I made that strangely quickly, and I guess there's lots of normal moves which just leave the position perhaps equal. I guess there's I just make sure he doesn't win a pawn. But that was, that's literally giving him a choice of pawns to take. But my thinking was as simple as this. It's just like he's got to get rid of his pride and joy, his King's Indian bishop on g7.
Yeah.
And if he does that, I think a lot of players perhaps just be very reluctant to it. If he does it, then he wins a pawn. He can choose between taking the A pawn or the E pawn, and probably both are good for him. But I just one of those moves where I want to just sack the pawn and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it works very well giving people choices. I mean, that's always he took the A pawn. Ooh.
And I think this is a mistake. I think this is a key moment in the game.
Yeah.
I think if he plays knight take E4, I think my idea was just very, very, very bad. I think if he plays that, then I'm clearly worse. And I've got to be careful where I put the queen, otherwise there'll be a further capture on G3.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, there's probably places I can put the queen, but I think if he plays
maybe.
this way,
I don't know, maybe you play the queen to C1 or something like that.
and then he can choose to take the A pawn.
He could take the A pawn. I don't know, maybe you go H6, something like this.
Would it be fair to say it's one of those positions that like a computer would just say I'm -2, but a human would be not completely comfortable with black?
No, it's just well, it's always going to be irritating, with those dark squares. I mean, you're never going to feel comfortable, not until the very last moment. So unless you allow some sort of big tactic on G3 or F2, I mean, otherwise it's just it's always going to feel like a mess, even if the computer thinks it's very strong. So
I think that's what he should play. I think if he plays that, I think he's well on top and he's a big favourite to win the game. He should take it, but I guess probably maybe quite interestingly is that the way I've played it, I've given him decisions to make.
Yeah.
Which give him a chance to, and I think which led to him making wrong decisions. If I played normal chess, he would have been, favourite to win a game, probably even with black, he would have been favourite, and very unlikely, probably very likely I would not have won a game. So anyway, I've given him choices. He's already made one bad choice.
Yeah.
And I think now the whole thing gets genuinely interesting. I think it's awkward for him for quite a while now. So so I can kick him back now.
G4. Went knight F6 and bishop H6. Yeah.
And that's, I know already. It's clearly you can't take on E4 because I keep capturing, and then there'll be something.
Mate up G7.
G7 or a capture on F6 or something. Obviously, he can't take. So now he's going to kind of fiddle around on the queenside a little bit. And I've got, again, from a human point of view, I feel like I've got reasonable confidence.
Yeah.
Something.
No, I like this actually.
It's interesting. It's interesting at least.
So I mean, he's trying to swap off queens, and amazingly, the roles seem to be turned around here because he's offering the exchange of queens, and you're refusing, Keith. How many times have we seen this?
Every now and then it happens, not very often.
It's dear me. So knight B3. Yeah, he's trying to confuse stuff somehow, isn't he? Oh, and knight D7. Okay.
He's trying to. Well, he's kind of like he feels his king's reasonably safe because I've already got the bishop in the attack, and he's using his queen and knights to try and win another pawn. Yeah. And I think he can pretty much force a win of another pawn over the next few moves. Force either the queen to get swapped off or he wins another pawn. Yeah. And he's kind of I'm not going to checkmate him. So I think objectively what he's doing is right, but it's forcing him to. He's got to be very precise.
Yeah.
By the way he does. But 97 not a very good move. So I just
rook E3. Oh, I like that move. I like that very much. Yeah.
I've been seeing a there's also a practical problem. There was some line where knight C5 to A4 was a nuisance. I can't remember how that quite went, but it's this forces A4, which is a meaningless move. So that's and the rook E3 is quite useful.
And the queen just walks behind and suddenly looks very logical, doesn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
And F4. Yeah. In we go.
And now he carries on with his plan to win the second pawn. And now I had a choice between Queen D5 and Queen E2. I think Queen D5 is a little bit of a blind alley. I've got control of C6 square, but I'm more comfortable having choices as to what I do with my queen. I can kind of point it towards the kingside better from E2 than I can from like G5 and C6.
I think keeping control in this position is pretty good, really, because make black do the work, and keep all your rooks protected, everything, everything. It feels more natural than Queen D5, really. It really does.
Yeah. queen e2, and now he goes after
Knight a5. My goodness me.
Oh, going for another pawn.
Yeah. Well, basically the sequence of moves that he plays forces me to either go for the second pawn or swap the queen off, or something else, which we'll see in a minute. I mean, I think this is forcing things. I mean, I can't just let him take on c4. So
no,
it's deflecting a rook. So I've got to go a little bit passive. It's passive with my rook. So I've got to play rook c1, and then he carries on with his nightmare plan. So no hitting that thing. So I can't move off the c4, so I can't go rook c2 because of knight d4. So rook c3 is forced, and now I've got to either give him the c pawn or could have given him something here. Or he's getting to the point where he's going to win the c pawn or the b2 pawn. So
yeah.
And he's also got the knight to a nice square. But one of the things though about what happens over the next few moves is that he gets his queen very badly, and this affects him for the rest of the game, very badly cut off from the king side.
Okay, yeah.
So although it's still causing me a lot of trouble over there, the queen completely gets discommunicated from the king side, and I can exploit that. And it turns out I can really take advantage of that. So I play
queen d1. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm hitting the knight, so he's got to defend it.
c5. Yeah, he's really. It's like he's self-mating his pieces a bit on the queen side, isn't it? So,
yeah, the knight on a5 and the queen on b4 just have got nothing to do with the game. So again, it's like the computer laughs at my position, but I just think that's almost irrelevant from a point of view, because what we've got now is a situation where as you almost you'd expect, with all those pieces cut off, I can have an adventure on the king side now. And I think that he probably had missed my next move. My next move starts to make it more interesting.
Okay.
That looks like nonsense.
That's what I would have played as well.
Well, my first thought, when I first saw f5, obviously what I looked at was f5 takes, e takes, because I need to defend the bishop, and that way he can't take the bishop on h6 because he's rook on e8 something. So this is the first idea was to play e takes, and then after rook takes e3, something takes back. It's pretty clear that although I've softened this king up a little bit, he's going to strike first. He's going to start taking.
Yeah, he's going to.
And as long as he's wary about not giving me a check on the back rank or
knight c4,
some black square. As long as he covers a black square, but I'm going to lose this game.
Yeah,
he's going to be first. So I started looking at f5 and I thought, well, I can't play f5 because after I take with the e pawn, all this thing's going to go out, pieces are going to get swapped up. But then I started looking at f5. I thought, hang a minute, there's an opportunity here. I've got all my forces, and he's only really got two rooks defending his king. He's queen and knight and motor. So something magical can happen. So I tried to make GF work, and the more I looked at it, the more I started to realise that GF is genuinely interesting. So I went for it. I analysed some lines. I saw I'm winning exchange in some lines and mating him in some lines. So I thought, okay, well, this is the kind of thing I'm hoping for. When I play this kind of chess, this is what I'm hoping for.
Exactly.
Difficulties for back. I'm getting something going there, and suddenly we're now in a position where, if he doesn't play rook h6, then he's gone wrong. Yeah, clearly,
absolutely,
So rook h6 is but now suddenly after queen check, if he plays king h8 with g3 and he can't defend, he can't naturally defend g7.
No.
All his pieces are just on silly squares. He's got to play rook g6 anyway. He's going to give him a rook anyway. So, and if he goes king f8, it's quite important. If he goes king f8,
you got queen g5.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be an exchange up. And once you exchange up, you've got chances. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, that's really sneaky. That's really sneaky. That's really sneaky. How did that happen?
It's bizarre, isn't it? It's really bizarre. It's all because his queen side said wrong. So,
dear me.
So now the game's become alive. The position's become alive. He's not got control anymore. He's not bullying me anymore. I'm the one who's doing the bullying now. So and he kind of realised that rook g6 is kind of necessary because he's losing that rook anyway. So,
okay.
And now I need to act quick because I'm still if I play normal moves I'm still losing because he's got two pawns and very soon a beautiful set of pieces. Yeah,
I mean, he might bring that knight round c6 to e5. I guess that could be be pretty nasty. So,
or even the rubbish knight can come by c4 and e5. So he can just get nice, dominating positions, and I'll just have nothing. So I need to go quick. I don't even need to think much about this next move. That's just you have to play.
Yeah. e5. So he took with a rook. Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it's a huge deal either way. I mean, yeah, he wants to swap pieces up, but I guess pawn takes bishop d5.
Yeah.
Interesting anyway. And also, his rook's very vulnerable because pawn takes bishop d5. There's a queen d7, and again, because he's so close on the queen side, he can't stop queen d7. All his knights and queen and everything can't stop him following up with like I've said, the pawn takes bishop d5. It's very hard for him to divert bishop d7, and also a rook f3, and the rook's getting involved in the attack, and so he wants to get rid of one of my rooks. That's completely natural.
Yeah, so takes, and bishop d5 with a big threat.
Yeah. Huge threat.
Queen g6.
Yeah, and again, look at the queen side.
Look at that queen and knight.
They're just blocked out of the game. So he's not got much to defend with against my queen, bishop, and potentially the rook as well. But yes, the queen g6 is threatened, and I think the only way to defend that square. I mean, if it goes king f8, I think queen d7.
Queen d7 is going to be massive, isn't it?
Yeah. Break through, knight e6, bishop e6, and rook f3. So that's.
Oh my goodness me! So, he went queen d7 anyway.
Queen d7. He's got no means of defending f7. So the only thing he can do is get rid of everything else, make sure I haven't got a rook. I think, I don't want my rook. Reduce my attack to just a queen and a bishop. But it's forced mate now.
Yes, I was quite shocked it was forced mate, but it just
It's important after the king to f2 after knight e2 check.
Yeah.
It's important I put a king to f2 because a king on f2 stops his king running via g3, f3, and e3. If I go into the corner, then the checks he will just run down the black squares down by f4, e3, g2, and escape. My king cuts off his escape square, and it is actually it's all checks to mate. I was able to calculate that, but that's quite easy thing to calculate. So I think all the different permutations, however he runs away from the checks, it's mate. This way, there's always a bishop e6.
It's amazing. This mate with bishop e6 is really gorgeous. Actually, it's
that's very nice.
Yeah.
It's very strange after f7. All the permutations. There's a lot of permutations. There's a lot of different sequences. And whatever sequence he tries, they all run into some combination of checks with the queen and the bishop and the pawn, which leads to mate.
Strange. It's quite strange, really, because when you look at it, you think, well, you don't have much control over the dark square, so you've got a pawn to run around, and it's just false mate.
Yeah,
beautiful.
There's some lines where the bishop has to come to f3 instead of e6, and there's some lines where the quick checks on h8, and some lines where it has to check on. There's one line where it has to check on h6, h8 won't do. But they're all mate.
Nice, really nice. My goodness. So after that, you were doing really well in the tournament, weren't you?
Yeah. Then he went on to win the tournament, and I went on to.
Oh no!
he got 8 out the other 9 or something. He got like a massive score. Like he just killed everybody else. That's just this one slightly careless game. And I faded a bit after that. But I think,
nice game. Nice game though, Keith. That's a really nice game.
It was fun. But if you computer check it, it's a load of rubbish. But then that's what happens when you play it.
That's not what we're going to do.
Can I recommend the viewers don't do that?
All right, Keith. Thank you very much for joining us on the show, and it's been really nice chatting with you and seeing your game.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thanks very much, Keith.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.